Hi everyone, it's April 5th, 2026. In life, many people believe that the more options that you have in terms of options to choose what opportunity you want to pursue, or options to even small things about what you get to eat. Instead of having to worry about the price, some people have options to eat an expensive meal if they want to, or they could eat cheaply if they want to. Or people have other options in terms of where they want to live. They could live in a city, or they could live in the suburbs. So many people believe that the more options that you have, the more fortunate you are. But that is only true, in my opinion, to scale. And what I mean by that is that there's like a ceiling with options. Like of course you're aware of the limits or the potential of your options, but if you have a lot of options, you still start to worry about, am I making the right choice? Is this going to end up being beneficial for me, or am I going to lose everything, or am I going to retard my progression if I choose the wrong option? So there's a ceiling to the benefits of having many options. And I believe that if you are a person with fewer options than what you see the people around you, that isn't really as much of a significant condition to be worried about. Because if you have the will, if you have the discipline, if you have the talent, if you have the blessing from God, you can make anything happen with the options that you have now. As long as you are aware of the options that you have, and as long as you believe in your fortune, in your blessings, whatever options you have, you could use them as tools to create and to progress and to heal and to travel throughout your life with the luxury of following God. And the luxury of following God and using the tools that you have, you will find that you can easily and repeatedly make something out of so-called nothing. So this gets me to thinking about signifiers. As I said before, a lot of the times in life we look for signs, we look for clues and encouragement to help us make the right decision, to help us understand life more, like to kind of get a grasp on our stories. But the thing about signifiers is that if your intellect is like a powerful engine and you get a sign, you're gonna, like I said before, I believe you're gonna constantly be flipping that sign into different so-called different truths. You're gonna think it's a positive message one day, you're gonna think it's a negative message the next day, you're gonna think it's nothing one day, you're gonna think it's everything in a couple hours. So the thing about signs in a person with a powerful intellect is that you could be as intelligent and as wise as you want to be, but if you don't have the calmness of peace, of faith, you can be manipulated by insignificant things that really don't matter. And if they do matter, you're going to kind of feel vulnerable, and you could fumble easily if you don't have the faith in God in order to handle signs or signifiers. The second thing I could say about signifiers is that many times the best signifiers is a conversation which alleviates stress, which resets you. The conversation may not give you any clues on what to do to life, but it kind of lets that pent up emotional repression, it lets that out. Or it could exercise your mind. If you're starving for an intelligent, deep conversation, and you've been lonely for months on end, and you have a deep conversation with a stranger, and they stimulate your mind, they get all the cobwebs out, that's as much of a sign as somebody telling you that look out for a good fortune in a couple of days. And in fact, I think that's better. A deep conversation with the right person is going to rejuvenate you spiritually if you can handle taking a grain with salt and then also catching the hint also. And the last thing I can say about signifiers is that in a spiritual sense, if you feel something in your spirit, the spirit is the most concretely real thing. But as our mind interprets things of the spirits, you can't necessarily rely on your mind to tell you the truth, because your mind is kind of tied to this world and your spirit is kind of pervading this world and going into wherever else there is or wherever reality we're connected to. So even if you do get a spiritual signifier and you try to understand it with your mind and try to pin it down, don't worry if you can't, because the signifiers from the spirit work out kind of perfectly, and they work out without your permission, and they work out without your understanding. So I hope this helps. Thanks.